The pilot episode. Here we go again with your three friends, Drew, Neil, and Perk. We got your favorite movies and shows. It's three guys nobody knows. The pilot episode.
All right, welcome back, everybody. 30 seconds later, another episode of the pilot episode due to our jumbled schedule trying to figure it out right now.
Yeah.
We are back with Marshalls, which is getting much better to me.
To me, it is. If you look into the comments and the reviews of things going on, boy, they are still hating it.
I mean, everybody hears that Taylor Sheridan's not over it and immediately just start shitting on everything. A lot of the negative reviews are very undeserving. If you started watching this show for it to be Yellowstone, it's not Yellowstone.
That's where the issue lies, is they're comparing it to like a 1823, 19 whatever, and then Yellowstone.
It's not the same thing.
But I understand their frustration because it's still from the Yellowstone world. So like when you branch off and do spin-offs, generally like you like to keep the same magic, so to speak, for lack of a better word.
Well, look, everybody's dead for a reason, and Yellowstone ended for a reason. I understand 1923, 1883, great shows, but that was pre-Yellowstone, so it was a lot easier to follow the same bloodline as far as the Duttons and build those characters up to what we had then.
Correct.
Everybody's dead. Get over it. I mean, stop negatively reviewing this show based off your butt hurt Yellowstone is not continuing. If it was treated fairly, the reviews would be much better, is all I'm saying.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. If you this is a show you have to view from a lone standpoint, not a whole universe standpoint. This is not a Yellowstone universe show, even though it has some Yellowstone characters in it. This is completely separate. It's itself. It's its own show. But it does bring a little bit of baggage from Yellowstone.
And it does enough. And I mean, we're even developing relationships that used to be terrible, like as far as Kacey and Rainwater. I mean, they're sitting on the porch calling each other brother now.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, we've came a long way. I think instead of shitting on it, you should just appreciate that. It's just me talking. But to your point, I'm watching the show with somebody in Haley who never watched Yellowstone, 1883, 1923, whatever. Yeah. Really, really enjoys the show. So if you go into it, like you said, viewing this as its own thing, don't tell me it's not a decent show. I mean, you don't have to tell me it's your favorite show of all time or you rank it top 5. I mean, I understand we're only a few episodes in. It's not a shitter, though.
Yeah, I will say this about it. I do like the show. So let me preface that before I get into what I'm going to say. I like the show.
This has been the best episode so far.
Yeah, by far. But my biggest thing with the show, and it's hard to put it on this scale because we do so many of the top shows that are out. I do think this is the worst show we review. Not because I think it's a bad show, again, but because I think we just cover some absolute bangers.
I was about to say, when you go down the list, I mean, we're doing really big time shows.
Correct. But again, still a really good show to me. There's a lot going on. I liked Kacey. I was a guy who liked Kacey from Yellowstone. There's a lot of people who did not like him. Kacey was probably my favorite character.
It's very possible. The only part that has been noted multiple times on this show, as far as Kacey's character, would be
his choice in women.
That bitch Monica is my only knock. Outside of that, Kacey's a 10. Love him. Dude's a badass.
Yeah.
We see Kacey get to be a little more in charge. In this episode, we do a little training.
Yeah, Pete kind of puts it off on him, said he had to go take care of some paperwork, so run him through the drills, you know.
And I feel like he gained a lot of respect, how he handled the whole roadblock situation.
Go ahead. I'll run my stuff for a second. Yeah, he covers the roadblock in which, and Neil has to take care of something real quick. He'll be right back. But I thought it was a very high level of thinking by Rainwater in order to pull off what he pulled off with the diverting the truck onto res land, kind of putting it in a situation where the company who's running the truck, they have to take an alternate route. For those of you who have not watched the show yet, or this episode, he diverts a truck off the main highway that is heading to the mines, which he is trying to stop, diverts it through res territory, which he then is able to stop it, claim it is on their land, tell them they've got to turn around and go back where they came from because they can't use this access road. Well, they can't turn the truck around. So the truck's just stuck. It's not going anywhere, which I thought that was really cool. I thought it was very smart on Rainwater. And then, like Neil was alluding to earlier, I'm just kind of covering some basic stuff till he gets back. Rainwater and Kacey's relationship is prospering. You see Kacey kind of goes to Rainwater and tries to get him to stop this ordeal. And he's like, well, this, something that John Dutton would have done. This is something he would have done. So I don't understand how you can come to me and ask me to stop something. But Kacey tries to explain to him, like, it's more about the people and what you have seen happen. There's lives being affected, things like that. And I think Kacey really got home to Rainwater. And then you see Rainwater obviously comes back at the end of the episode, goes to Kacey's house, tries to come in and sit down for dinner with him and Tate, but Tate's not there. So him and Kacey just sit on the front porch and have a conversation about, being good friends and singing Kumbaya stories and stuff. I was just covering some basic stuff. I thought that Rainwater's plan to divert the truck through the res was phenomenal, high IQ moment.
Kacey had already, in the beginning of the episode, kind of already alluded, I'm sure you have a counter punch.
Yeah.
And he did, and he always does, but Kacey knows how this works.
Dude, like Rainwater said, something John Dutton would have done.
Yeah. And they've had their feuds in the past, but again, you don't really have to know that to enjoy what played out and what they did. We have multiple shootings, multiple people getting shot, shit going on. And I was wrong about one thing. We had no death.
Yeah.
And we really thought there was no way we make it this far. And with every shooting scene, I kept waiting. Who is it going to be? Never happened.
No.
And this episode was action packed, really, really good. Pete, I had to step out on you. Long story short, I fell through my ceiling, and has nothing to do with the podcast or whatever. But that has also thrown a little wrench in our normal scheduling.
This is a great moment to tell that story. I think you should do it right here.
So I had to just go pay the guy that had to fix it. Me and Drew were putting a Christmas tree up, which is 12 foot long, which
Big one.
causes.
If you've watched any of our episodes from in here, you've seen it before.
Yeah, we got some decently high ceilings here, and we were putting it in the attic. We'll sum this up briefly.
Before he gets into it too much, thank God I did not go first, and we let him go first.
Yeah, this big ass Christmas tree gets hung up. It's pissing me off. Drew's on the ground. I'm up in the attic. I'm 2 hands bowed up on it, just snatching the shit out of it. It won't move. I move to the other side, go to bow up on it, barely touch the damn thing. It comes free. It full blown ejecto-cedo cuz off of Too Fast, Too Furious. Threw my ass through the ceiling, hit so hard it knocked my damn shoe off. We thought I broke my leg. We're a week and a half in now. I'm still black and blue, but we're walking around fine. Good enough to even play softball Saturday. So it all worked out. Old buddy just fixed the ceiling, did a great job. Y'all never even knew it.
He was knee deep from the ceiling, which is phenomenal.
Yeah. And just a little backstory on that. I've lived in this house just a few months. So we've got a new ceiling already.
All right. Back to Marshall's.
Back to
That is
Marshall's.
a great. So I had to have you tell that
Yeah,
because
which-
it was so funny in the moment.
Let's talk about Marshall's because it's going much better than me putting up the damn Christmas tree.
Knee starting to hurt thinking about it.
So we're leaning more into Kacey. They get to see how the people talk to him that know the Dutton name. Your
Yes.
father's rolling over in his grave. Well, then we get to see somebody else on the team has a little baggage.
And it's more than just one thing. We see that Bell's got some gambling issues.
So we see. I'm assuming that was a flashback. I'm
Yeah.
not even 100%, but I'm assuming it's a flashback, and then that builds up the scene we see with old girl spitting in her face. And I hate to tell her, but she got real close to old Cruz whipping that ass for her.
Yeah, she come close.
She just don't know it. Luckily, she pulled her off, told her to let it go. And then we see later in the episode, she tells them, I don't even know that woman. I don't think that's very true.
No, I think this is some. So she was ATF, correct?
And
I think this
transition
is-
to be
Yeah.
not on the road as much, whatever.
Yeah, I think this is something prior to that. I think something happened when she was with the ATF, clearly, honestly. And I think it's going to make it to where that becomes a little bit of a storyline. What's going on in her past? What's now? Why is she here rather than still with the ATF being undercover? Things like that.
But we have a whole nother storyline. So, Kacey has his stuff going on. She has her stuff going on. Miles has a ton going on because he's as much in the middle as anybody because he's really one of them.
Yeah, and you see Cruz even allude, or it may have been Bell, one of them alludes to the fact that Miles, like, yeah, they're going through some stuff right now. Miles is being hated by his own people. Bell's running into some of her demons, and they're like, but I mean, Casey's taking it from both sides, which he is.
But the thing that makes it worse for Kacey is because he's high enough up that people expect him to be able to pull these strings on both sides.
Yeah, on both sides. Yeah.
Rainwater ain't going to sit down on nobody else's porch. And just like they're not going to pull any other officer aside in the marshals and have that conversation to go sit down with Rainwater.
Exactly.
So he does have it the worst, but with Miles' situation, he's trying to find his place on this team and being a marshal, and you can tell he wants to do a good job.
He wants it, but like it's like he's kind of half-assing it. He's 1 foot in, 1 foot out.
Straddling the fence, little politician role here. We could build a really good storyline off him. I'm still not sold that he's not maybe the first death as a marshal.
I still think he is. I really do.
It feels that way. Like I thought he died twice this episode, and both times didn't even have a scratch. So, and maybe I feel that way because I'm looking for it. It could be Bell. It could be Cruz. I don't know.
Bell makes a lot of sense, but the other thing, the only other person that I can think of that makes a lot of sense to me, which again, we may go through this whole season and nobody big died. It's again not Taylor Sheridan over everything.
And we're not trying to be negative and just like say we want death. We're just basing it off this type of show. You're a damn U.S. Marshal. We have multiple shooting scenes and attacks and bombs every episode.
Somebody's getting shot.
Like you would think. Yeah, it's not us trying to be negative about it.
But I think it would make for a lot of different ways you could really push this storyline in a multitude of ways if Pete is the one who dies.
And Kacey becomes
the main guy, but there's conflict there, obviously, because he's the new guy. So I could see that.
That and with Giffords, who's in charge of this unit.
And doesn't like Kacey.
So that would present a whole nother problem. Yeah. We do know for 100% certainty that old Pete's got some shit going on. We see him break down in the locker room and bang some pills. We don't know what they were yet, but I think that's going to come into it because I don't know why they would have shown us that.
Yeah,
if it didn't matter.
Exactly.
It was enough to get me questioning things.
Mm-hmm. The other person or the other ordeal in this whole thing that I've talked about it in episodes prior, and I still think it's going to continue to be a very big part of the story. The bartender and Pete at the end of the episode. Call me crazy. I think it's his daughter.
No way. I don't know. I haven't thought about it like that. My initial knee-jerk reaction
there's
was
a lot of conflict there because he was away. He was never at home. Like, I think it's a family member to him of some sort.
I don't know if it's slam piece, like ex, but we hate each other but are still friends type, or if it's family. I don't know. I'm still up in the air on that. The one part of the bar scene before we get back into who's going to die, the guys that came up, he wraps the bottle behind him. And because Kacey told him, watch your back, they're going to remember what happened today out there.
Yeah.
Guys come up and buy him a beer because they saved those two women's life, which I love that scene. If a lot more people had that viewpoint, the world would be a better place instead of being so negative and the world's out to get me, but I won't get on that soapbox. Really cool scene. I enjoyed that. I like that it went that way instead of being a bar fight.
Correct.
It made it a lot better to me. The only other thing I would say as far as the death, still the craziest death to me would be if we go ahead and cut Tate out altogether. We strip Kacey down to bare knuckles, and maybe we get to see Kacey go dark after he really loses everything.
I just got chills, dude.
I mean, if I was writing it, not to be sick or twisted, that's the direction I would go.
It could work.
It could be really, really good. Also, like, we're not getting a ton out of Tate right now.
No, he's not.
So I don't know if that's on purpose and he's going to become a big time player, or like I said, if we really strip Kacey down to literally nothing and we get to see this guy just go full Rambo,
Why am I getting chilled?
because it's a great storyline. Maybe I should start writing these things. I don't know, but that's a stab in the dark. May not ever get close to happening, but I have thought about it a lot.
It could definitely work. I'll give you that.
Because of the big scene we have in this episode, the only reason I've even started to believe that a little more or give it more thought, I'm not saying it's going to happen. We see Kacey raise up in the middle of the night because if a squirrel farts in the woods, that fucker knows it.
And there's the bullet on the doorstep.
Yep. And Tate's not home. I'm just saying, with Tate being at home down the road, where's this going to go?
Yeah, like a wrong place, wrong time situation. Maybe Tate stumbles into the kitchen to grab a drink of water, and the guy's there, and he's got to shoot him.
Or Kacey's out on the road with a call with the marshals. Somebody sets the house on fire, or another drive-by. I mean, like I said, we've seen explosions, we've seen drive-bys, we've seen people sitting in the wood, multiple shooters sitting in the woods shooting at agents. Rainwater's been attacked multiple times. Like, I think everybody is fair game to get their shit kicked in right now.
It's a good storyline. I'll give you that. Yeah, it could work. Let's see. Is there anything big we've missed? I mean, there's nothing massive going on other than Rainwater trying to kind of avoid the mining situation on the res right now. There's nothing huge going on. But it's good story. It's good.
It's good. We do have some small unknowns as far as how relationships are going to play out. Is Pete on heroin? I mean, or is he just popping Adderall? I mean, it could be anything. How Kacey's going to kind of fall into this whole thing. And then I guess the biggest question going forward is, we figured out who did the shootings, yada, yada, yada. The bullet left at Kacey's doorstep in the middle of the night. That's going to come into play. There's a story there for some reason.
Obviously, yeah. That's for sure going to be a big thing going forward.
Outside of that, I would say it's more character development. And as far as who's going to stick where, I mean, are we going to see Kacey ever get laid again? There's a lot of questions.
I really thought it was Cruz. I really did, but I don't know.
I don't think so.
No.
I don't think they G-haul. And if I had to pick one marshal to be shot, it would be her.
Really?
Yeah, if I had to pick, just gun to the head. I'm not saying I hate her. She's not Monica yet, but she has shown qualities that she might become Monica. So, like I said, if somebody had to go, if we're taking a vote,
I get it.
Yeah, that's who I got. But I would like to see Kacey maybe have a good Friday night, especially after.
Boy, I feel like he needs it.
Yeah, I mean, even a fat chick at this point wouldn't be bad for him. And surely to God, he can find somebody nicer than Monica. For those of you that did watch Yellowstone, so I hope the best for Kacey, and I don't want Tate to die. I would like to say that as well. Again, we're just spitballing ideas here because we're only a few episodes in, and this show has done a really good job at opening it up to where it can really go any direction.
And so my point earlier about it being the worst show we've covered, it still has the capabilities of being the best show we've covered. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, it's wide open.
We don't know if this thing's going to be 2 seasons and canceled, and we rate it really, really badly, or if this thing's goes 6 seasons and we end up saying, shit, this is better than Yellowstone.
Yeah, I mean, that's like, again, I always wrap a lot of TV shows and series like this back to my number one show, the Power series. We've got like 5 spinoffs and 2 more coming. There are certain spinoffs that are better than the original Power. I'll be the first one to tell you. The first Power is great, but there's spinoffs that are better. So, like, Yellowstone's great. There's a possibility.
Well, I'll be honest with you. As far as the sample size we got for 1883,
18, those 2 were.
If they would have went as long as Yellowstone, I would probably rank them higher than Yellowstone.
Yeah, the one I think it's 1823 where he's coming over from Europe or Africa. 1920. That's my favorite one.
Dude's a badass.
Oh my gosh,
dude is a badass.
So yeah, I'll give you that. But I mean, I'm just saying the capabilities of it becoming one of the better shows we've covered is still there. It's just not at the moment. But like you said, there's a lot of character development going on. Nothing really big going on yet, and it could all happen.
A lot of potential.
It could all unwind and go crazy. So
there's been 2 shows we've covered where I feel like we're having to beg people to watch it for absolutely no reason. This one so far is one of those. Feel like you really should give it a fair chance. The other big one being Bridgerton. We have to beg grown men all the time to watch a show that is absolutely phenomenal.
You're going to get that, though. Like, that's understandable.
It just gets them. And the same thing with this, getting on my nerves a little bit. Like, if you want it to be Yellowstone, it's not Yellowstone. It's called Marshalls.
Yeah.
Accept it. There's a reason everybody does spinoffs now. You want me to tell you why? People watch them.
Yeah.
They're not doing it for shits and giggles to go broke. So, get on board with it or hate it. It's up to you. I think you should give this show a chance. I like where we're headed. Best episode so far. Look forward to it.
I agree. Well, let's go and wrap it up for Marshalls. We do have the news you broke to me yesterday when we talked on the phone.
Yes.
You want to go ahead and let them know?
To get a little off topic, the new season of Bridgerton, which those of you that haven't figured it out yet, we're 2 adult men that are pretty high on Bridgerton. Fucking clip it, send it to your grandmother.
Although there are the rumors out there, we're straight men.
Yeah, both married. Good looking. He's got 3 kids.
Yeah.
I've got a weenie dog. My wife didn't birth it, but Anyways, Bridgerton season 5 is coming out in the year of 2026.
Which is crazy.
No more of this waiting 2 year shit.
I cannot thank them enough because we've figured it out. Finally, TV shows, production companies have figured it out. Shondaland or whatever it is that helps produce the show has figured this shit out. When you have something good going,
Pound it.
ride it as fast and long as you can.
Get on it. And that's what they're doing. And strike while the iron's hot.
Yes.
And again, this last season may be my favorite season.
Boy, it was good.
My only knock, which is not a knock, they probably drew me in more by doing this, the whole 2-part release. I always bitch about that. I always have.
Makes it better for us, though. I will say that.
It does make it, as far as the way we're handling it with the podcast and stuff, it does go pretty well. I still would prefer everything at once.
Yeah.
Because this is the kind of show in 2 nights. Like if me and Haley got a couple hours, we're going to get after it.
Yeah.
So, but we're excited about that. We look forward to covering that down the road.
And with Memory of the Killer coming to an end, we're also going to be looking into the possibility of the new other Yellowstone spinoff, which is called, I forget what it's called. It's about...
It's Rip and Beth's side
Rip.
of it, which I could just watch them 2 cuss each other and enjoy
great.
at a bar and enjoy it. I think it got pushed a little later in the year.
Yeah, she smacks him. Then somebody says something to her about hitting him, and then he beats their ass because
and then she says, "Let's go home and fuck,"
Yeah.
because she talks like that, not me. I do too. I lied, but it's gonna be good. I don't know what we're gonna squeeze in. We haven't nailed down anything for sure on what we're squeezing in next. I'll be brutally honest with y'all. Most important right now is March Madness, which is exactly what we're about to get into. And we'll just kind of fill that in as we go. We still got a movie review this week. And we'll stay as close to normal scheduling as we can, but just kind of bear with us. It's going to be all over the place.
Yeah. That's going to do it for this episode. I do want to take a second before we close this thing out. In the comment section down below, we do have a link. If you're interested in doing what we do, you have some topic that you want to talk about, any type of sports, TV shows, movies, anything that you think you can start a podcast about, we've dropped a link down below. Get you a little discount with StreamYard. That's our preferred, what would you call it, platform of choice. So
what we use.
Yeah, they make it very easy. We tried multiple ones starting off. StreamYard is by far the best. So there is a comment down below. There's a link. You can click that. That'll save you a little bit of money when you're getting started. And also, it helps us out. Lets them know that we sent you there. So that's going to do it. Make sure you like, share, subscribe. And we'll be back probably tomorrow with the movie review for The Departed. That'll be it, guys. We'll see y'all then. Neil?
Was it?
The pilot episode.